Cape Town's most vulnerable residents are being taken advantage of again. Two men who ran the Beitun Nur home for the destitute are being accused of running it into the ground. Allegations of nepotism and theft have been levelled against them. The home, which assists families who need help looking after children, also wasn't registered correctly. It's a very complicated story with very significant knock-on effects. Monique Mortlock from our Cape Town studios joins us now. Hello to you, Monique. A terrible story, this. How did these allegations of mismanagement come to light? And I suppose the question is, when did they come to light?
It came to light a few weeks ago in December after these two men, Ismail Davids and Mulana Alloway, they had apparently sent those 11 girls aged between the ages of 3 and 16. They had sent them back to their families allegedly without following the due processes, without checking whether these families are capable of housing them for the holidays, because the men apparently wanted to go on holiday. And after this happened, the parents questioned why they would send them back to them, knowing full well they weren't in a position to look after them. Apparently some siblings were separated, where, for example, one sibling was placed with her father, who isn't capable of looking after her, while her other two siblings were sent to the grandparents, for example. And when this came about, some donors, some community members in that Skarpkraal, Philippi area, and also some community activists, as well as the HRC, then got involved to look into what else has been happening. And it was then that they discovered various health and safety violations. For example, there was CCTV cameras placed in and around the property, all over, like close to the rooms, without the parental consent, without the guardians even knowing about it. There were also allegations that came out today of alleged mismanagement of funds, where donors' funds were apparently used for personal use by these two managers. But their lawyer was present to speak on their behalf, and this is what he had to say.
Everyone is now, it seems like it's jumping down Mr. Alloway's throat. We just mentioned that he's only been here for a year, but this institution has been here for 27 years. It's like, it seems like everyone's passing the buck now to these two gentlemen. I'm not saying they might be guilty in certain aspects of not running the place the way it should be, but it seems to me everyone's passing the buck, forgetting that they were also once board members, they were also trustees, they were also members of crisis committees, and yet it's passing the buck to them.
Well, it's one of the obvious questions that I think people who understand how delicate it is when coming to dealing with children and parents who are unable to look after them, Monique, is that of the Provincial Social Development Department. They're no doubt going to be getting involved. What are they doing? And is SAPS or the SAPS, are they investigating?
According to the Provincial Social Development Department, they say because it is an NPO that's privately run, it was registered as an NPO, and they weren't supposed to have more than 5 or more than 6 kids in their care. If they did have more than that, they were supposed to be registered as a child and youth care centre, and because they are clearly in violation of that, the department, now that the department is aware of the situation with all these allegations coming to light, they will now be looking into it. And also they have sent a team to assess how those 11 children are doing, where they are now. Their well-being is first and foremost top of mind for the department. While I was there today at Beitun Nur, there were 2 SAPS officials from crime intelligence gathering evidence, speaking to everyone there, the board members as well as Davids and Alloway. When I asked them whether they'd be willing to speak, obviously you have to go through the different communication channels for SAPS, so they couldn't speak to me on the record, but they said that they were gathering evidence and looking into the different allegations.
All right, Monique Mortlock from Cape Town, our reporter, thank you very much indeed. In fact, Monique, I think just before I let you go, I'm going to ask you to talk to me a little bit about this community activist who I believe you had a chance to speak to. Monique, I'm sure you're still with me. Tell me about this community activist and what this person had to say.
So Ruchshanda Pascoe is one of the community activists that got involved in this case because the safety of children is so close to her heart. She was quite passionate in saying that with all the different investigations now underway by SAPS, by the Department of Social Development, one thing is should be first and foremost top of mind for everyone, and that is the safety and the well-being of the children going forward. This is what she had to say.
Whatever investigations should happen must happen. A forensic audit must be done so that we do not face the same thing. But our primary should be, what are we going to do to secure this place, make it safety compliant for these children to come and occupy the space again. Because I can guarantee you social development is not going to allow these children back in Sunday if none of the things that were shown out are not fixed.
All right, Monique Mortlock from Cape Town. For now, thank you very much indeed.